And we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Bays Boys Podcast.
We're here for the show that you know.
Recording live, no AI here.
No AI. Joe Skelly, tell them what's happened in the world that's interesting this week. I heard the world is down one less quart of OJ.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Did you see that coming?
I did not see that coming.
Thank you for telling me.
The world is one quart low, OJ.
Well, at least, you know, we're criminal anyways.
There's a special place for my man.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
There's a special place for my man.
So I didn't even know that he passed, but I had seen all the memes everywhere and I didn't know why, which is wild. They say that like movie stars die in 3. I know that's weird, but it is.
No, it happens. Famous people die.
Okay, so it's famous people. Is that what they say?
Yeah, it's just famous people. It's not isolated to.
Oh, okay.
Movie stars.
That's creepy.
And if you go back,
so who's on the list?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Right.
That's a good question.
Did we take it scary already? 1 minute and 8 seconds in, and people are turning it off. Bye bye now. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
We're back.
All right. So, what should we start with today? Should just go right into it?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's Interview Joe Skelly Day.
No, it's not Interview Joe Skelly Day.
You just said we were going right ahead.
All right.
We're going back?
This is an ambush.
Well, some of my mentors in that field said that that's the best one to do. So here we go.
Yeah.
If you had to watch a movie 50 times in a row, what movie is it?
Hellboy.
Wait, what?
Hellboy.
Bro, I don't even know if you're trolling me right now. Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I love Hellboy.
Okay. That's new to me. We're going to come.
Listen, I can watch Hellboy any day of the week.
I'm so confused. Wait. What? Bro, hold on. We already got to turn off the show. What the
Yeah. Aha! The old Uno reversal card.
Why the fuck?
The old Uno reversal card.
Why the fuck is it Hellboy? What? Wait, why Hellboy again?
It's an easy watch. It's a great movie.
You just love watching
Hellboy.
That dude.
Yeah, dude, that's a great movie.
Beat up people.
Hellboy 1 or Hellboy 2?
Or 2.
Yeah, or 2.
What about 3 or 4?
There's only 3, and I didn't like the third.
3?
Yeah, I didn't like the third one because they didn't use the original guy.
Yeah, the last one was kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
It is another famous guy though.
Yeah.
Hellboy.
It's the sheriff from what's that show that was on Netflix? Stranger Things. Yeah,
Stranger Things.
Yeah, it was the sheriff from Stranger Things.
I did hear that. I don't watch that show.
Yeah, that's a good show.
But Hellboy.
Yeah, why not?
So are you a fan of the Hellboy comic from when you were little?
I don't really remember it, but the movie I thought was fantastic.
Which part of the movie?
I liked the whole movie.
You just like the whole thing?
Yeah. Because it's creepy. It's it's the lore. It's the lore of because in the beginning they're like, oh yeah, Hitler didn't die until 1958, and they're like, what? They're like, oh yeah, here's the spear of destiny, and here's this, and here's this.
Oh, right? And he's like trying to say that it is that. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
It was like because it touches on like the occult, right, and what I thought was interesting, it started off with like these religious objects that are supposed to hold power, right?
Well, this makes more sense now.
Yeah.
I was concerned that you were going to say like it had the best effects or something.
No.
Oh,
I just thought it was a great movie because it started off with the occult, and then
so you saw modern day Indiana Jones. Because that's like it is an indie movie. They're chasing the occult stuff. They're
right,
mind you. They're the monster hunters,
right? And the bad guy's Rasputin,
right? And that was very. And then everybody looks extremely. I don't know how to explain it, but whatever it is. Anyways, that's just I didn't see that coming.
All right,
I was thinking Con Air. Thinking maybe Apocalypse Now, maybe.
Look, Apocalypse
Now. But 50 times in a row, maybe that drained the brain.
Yeah. I couldn't do it 50 times.
Yeah,
you're
right. You're right.
That's it's one of my favorites. It's up there, especially when you watch the making of it called The Hearts of Darkness.
Oh,
which is a fantastic thing to watch too, because it talks about how long it took him an entire year to film it.
You actually, it's funny that you say it took them an entire year to film it, man. I feel it's crazy that people can get films done in sooner than that.
Dude, they do films in like 3 months or less.
Listen, we've been working on our film for a while. It is not. It's been way longer than 3 months.
Yeah.
Way longer than a year.
Yeah.
But I just think, but hey, shout out to our boy, right? If you got a camera, you're fine. Here we go. 50 times in a row with Hellboy. Interesting. And what about the actors? Do you love some of the actors or any of them? Anybody in particular that you really like?
Name, the guy that played Hellboy, I think he did a great job.
Isn't that, who is it? Look up on your phone.
He's got the big fucking square jaw and the big giant head. Is
it the dude from Sons of Anarchy who plays the Russian sniper in the Russian movie? That's what I thought.
Yeah.
It is. Okay.
Yeah. I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name.
He always plays weird characters.
Yeah.
He did the Russian sniper in Vasily Sights off that movie, Enemy at the Gates.
Yeah.
Where he had all the silver teeth.
Yeah.
And he's like, they punched my teeth out.
Yeah.
What are you doing here? I said, you sent me here to learn. So they punched me again. And you're like, Jesus, what kind of
Dude, he was also in that new Nicolas Cage movie, The Retirement Plan.
I didn't get to see that one yet. That's the one.
And he also did another movie just recently called The Baker, which was pretty good.
Yeah, I figured that was like every other Taken movie.
Yeah, Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman, there it is.
Yeah.
He's a weird looking guy.
Yes, he is.
He just looks unique.
Oh, he's very unique.
Right.
He's got a medical condition.
Oh, you're serious?
Yeah, that makes him look like that.
Oh. I thought he just looked like a caricature because.
No. He has an actual medical condition that makes him look that way.
What is it?
What's
it doing? Bone structure?
Yeah, bone structure.
It's
like it's not gigantism, but it's something I forget. Also,
he does look like his features are accented. That's why you think of really.
It's like an overgrowth of bone
in certain
structure.
Parts. So like his cheeks are bigger.
Yeah. His head looks huge.
Look at that. We're 6 minutes in. You've learned a lot. We're out of here. Go watch Hellboy 50 times. Let us know what you think. Okay. So now that I know it's not like you're this super Hellboy fan, this is why I was kind of thrown off by it.
Right.
The dog makes no sense in the movie.
Which dog?
The thing that comes, I just call it a dog, but the thing that comes up out of the ground and is running around fucking London up or wherever, and they're chasing it at the beginning of the movie.
Oh, the monster that was trapped within the reliquary.
They stopped chasing him and hard switch targets.
No, because they thought they killed it.
Oh, yeah, I missed that the whole time.
Yeah.
I've been watching that movie and I'm like, dog, there's a whole plot. Like, what happened to the animal doing stuff?
No, they thought they
had
killed it and it ends up at the end when they're in Russia.
That makes a lot more sense now.
Yes.
No wonder.
Yeah.
I really got to watch that movie 50 times in a row. Shit.
You might learn something.
Bro, I watched it a couple times. I couldn't handle it much more.
Think about what a weird character
it's
Rasputin was in real life.
A movie, right?
Like Rasputin walked across Russia 3 times, from one end to the other, 3 times in his life.
Are we calling shenanigans, or what are we saying?
No,
here?
I'm saying, do you know how far long Russia is?
No, I know. I'm saying, do we believe him though? I'm asking you. I don't.
No, it's a historical fact.
Oh. I don't have an opinion on it. I was just curious.
Yeah, like he walked from one place to the other and they saw him there and then he walked back and then he walked there and he walked back like 2 or 3 times.
Really?
Yeah. Over his lifetime.
Huh.
And then they shot him.
So why was he the bad guy?
Because what he did is he attached himself to the royal family because Tsar Nicholas's son had hemophilia and he said he could get rid of his hemophilia. And Tsar Nicholas's wife became enamored with him because he was like this mystic monk, if you will. But the guy was really a huckster, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Snake oil.
Snake oil.
Interesting.
And allegedly he was having an affair with the Tsar's wife and blah, blah, blah. And then the people that surrounded the Tsar's family said, this guy's a piece of shit. So they shot him. They poisoned him with cyanide. He still didn't die. And then they ended up hanging him. He didn't die. And then they drowned him. And then he finally died.
Okay, well, that's a lot to unpack, and that's weird.
That's a lot to unpack.
That's just, we're going to leave my man over there with Vigo and everybody else that we don't want to deal with.
Yes.
Turn your head,
Vigo, the Carpathian. Did you ever see the meme where they had the painting of Vigo the Carpathian holding a kitten?
Wow.
Dude, it was fantastic.
We're going to get that as a shirt.
Yeah, you probably can.
That's not good. All right, here's the next question.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to let you on the outskis because I know you'd pick me for this next question, but
Okay.
I'm going to leave it out there and say that you can't pick Tyler. I don't know.
All right.
So you're going to have to pick somebody else.
Okay.
If you had to survive the zombie apocalypse, who are you taking with you? It can be anybody, real, dead, or alive. And do we want to go fictional? We'll do fictional and real.
God, that's a super tough question.
Exactly.
Like, that's a loaded, tough
You
question.
have lots of time. Our audience is ready. And don't worry, I read that we're allowed to sit here and think on the podcast. Everybody think now. I think they can think too.
What about one of those guys from Dual Survival or Survivor Man?
What's dual survival?
Oh, Dual Survival was those two guys that did a survival show. One was like a special forces guy, and the other guy was just like a woodsman survivalist.
Okay.
He's from Ohio, and he'd walk around in shorts and like sandals or no shoes at all.
Okay.
But the guy could build anything and make anything out of anything. You know, why not one of those guys? Do you necessarily need a warrior or do you need a survivalist?
Oh, I don't know.
Right? Because
what would you want?
I think I'd want a survivalist because listen, here's the thought process on this, right? If you've read the book World War Z, right?
Okay. I saw the movie.
The movie's fuck the movie.
Yeah,
read the book.
Brad Pitt is so gorgeous.
Yeah, but see, they don't talk about how they lightly touch on how humanity survived. Humanity survived by going north because the zombies couldn't deal with the cold.
Ah, like the tripods.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
So survival person.
I'm saying a survival person, right? So if you take some kind of well-known or somebody who's good at doing survival shit and you team up with that person and you head north, just like in World War Z, and just wait them motherfuckers out. Because here's the thought process, right? How long is a zombie going to survive before it rots apart?
I don't know. I haven't seen too many lately.
But see, this is something they don't talk about in the zombie
right,
movies.
You never talk about it,
right? They have to decompose, right?
They'd be soft.
They'd be soft.
In the zombie movies, they're always able to push you, and I'm like, homie, you would be liquid bags.
I mean, eventually the maggots are going to get to them, right?
Oh yeah, the bugs,
the
birds.
They're going to decompose and just fall apart, right? So if you could wait 6 months to a year,
I think Joe Skelly just ruined zombie movies forever.
Right, I'm just telling you.
For the next,
if you can make it, right? Let's say you can make it a year and a half. It doesn't matter how many people they keep making new zombies. Those new zombies can't possibly survive more than fucking 6 weeks. All they're doing is infecting people. It's not like they're eating them. Well, they eat them, right? Well, their body can't digest them, process them, and then use that material to reinvigorate their bodies, right? They're rotting away. They're zombies.
At exactly in 57, 58, 59, 13 minutes, Joe Skelly has managed to ruin an entire genre for our listeners. Listen, this is why we have 3 Patreon members telling them all the truths of the world.
Right. The scariest zombies in zombie movies were the ones from 28 Days Later.
Yeah, those ones are fucking horrifying.
Now, they make the most sense to me.
Which they're making a new 28 Days, but continue.
The reason they make the most sense to me was because I thought about this. If you were going to make a zombie today, how would you do it?
It would have to be exactly what that movie was. The cortex burns.
It's a bioweapon.
It's a bioweapon. But no decomposition.
Listen, take leprosy and mix it with rabies.
Okay, here we go. Nope.
Right?
Go left.
Right? And that's how you create it. That's how you create a rage-filled zombie, right? Because people with rabies lose their fucking shit and go banana crackers close to death, right? Give them leprosy so they're falling apart.
Well, that just happened. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
There's your zombie.
Shout out to all of our listeners.
That's why 28 Days Later made the most sense of any of the zombie movies.
No, it did. Because they weren't even really zombies. It was just like a quote unquote whatever.
It was a bioweapon called rage that got out.
Yeah, so that was way better. I can't wait for the next movie. I just want to see my man standing there with his hands in his pockets. Anyways, moving on. Another period besides now that you'd want to live in.
Ooh.
Any period.
The 20s.
The 20s. That quick, huh? Just like that?
That'd be cool.
America 20s?
Yeah.
No other you wouldn't even leave the country.
Like the flappers.
Really?
And all that other shit.
You just want to run around with Model Ts and brass knuckles and
They didn't have Model. Well, yeah, okay, yeah. Model Ts, brass knuckles,
Yeah.
3-piece suits, gangsters,
Yeah.
speakeasies,
Really?
women on the verge of sexual revolution.
I feel. Oh boy. What we got? Okay.
Everybody was partying and banging, bro.
We need to put a pit. This show is so. I had this all planned out to keep this legit, and you have thrown a wheel in my cogs, sir. Cardio or weights?
Weights.
Weights all day?
No, a mix.
Mix? You got to have the mix 50-50. What if you had to only pick one the rest of your life? It's weights? I'm looking weights.
No.
No? You think cardio?
Cardio.
Rest of your life? You should be just a runner, huh?
Listen, because weights are fantastic, but if you don't have... Dude, there are plenty of gigantic weightlifters that can't run 100 yards.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Right.
Like, you might be the strongest man in the world, but if I can outrun you, it doesn't do you fuck all.
That's true. That's true. Okay. A tank of your choice or a free Blackhawk?
Free Blackhawk.
Blackhawk all day. I think so too. Who wouldn't want to dominate the air? It doesn't make sense.
Listen, tanks are steel coffins.
Oh my. Okay.
And if you want evidence of this, just look at what's going on over in Eastern Europe with all the tank busting that went on over there.
We're not allowed to talk about that.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay, here's the next one. Fireplace or wood burning stove?
Wood burner.
Wood burner?
Yeah.
I think we've proven that those are very acceptable.
Dude, wood burners are the fucking shit.
Now, does a wood burner give you a dry heat the way that forced air does?
Yes.
It does the same thing?
So what you do is you put a kettle on top of the wood burner so it boils the water and creates steam.
Interesting.
That way you can keep the air from being super dry in the home.
Old school homesteading tricks, things you didn't know before and now.
And it works. And if you want to do something really cool, you can throw orange peels in the water so you get a nice citrus smell.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Joe Skelly.
You're welcome.
Home and Gardens over here. It's perfect. It's perfect. All right, let's see if we got some more. We can't read that one. One more. Sauna or cold plunge? Which one do you like more?
Both.
No, you can only pick one.
No, you have to. Because that's not how it works. You sit in the sauna, you cook your brains out, and you jump in the cold plunge. And then you go back to the sauna.
He is defying the rules.
I am defying the rules.
You can't defy the rules.
Oh, I can do whatever I want.
That's why it's supposed to be this kind of interview. It's got to be elimination.
Sauna.
Yep. Relaxing heat.
Relaxing heat sweats out the toxins, loosens the muscles.
How many toxins do you have in you right at this very moment?
Tons.
Tons of them?
Tons of
microtoxins?
I don't know. I got all kinds of toxins in this body.
Really?
But here's the thing. They say the people that sit in the sauna for 20 minutes a day, reduces your chance of heart attack by like 50%.
Get out of here.
Yep. Medical studies come out.
Do you have a sauna?
No, I wish I did.
Did you buy one of those ones you can get offline?
I'm thinking about a jacuzzi.
They have the tents.
Yeah, I know, but I'm thinking about a jacuzzi.
Portables. All right. Jacuzzi's good.
Yep.
Till you fall asleep in it.
Because the question is, do you want a hot sauna or do you want a steam sauna?
Sauna.
Yeah. Steam sauna will get it out of you, boy.
Right.
But so will a hot sauna. But if it has to be the hot sauna where you can throw the water on the rocks.
So you can
steam it
get
up.
A little moisture in.
Yeah, get the moisture in there.
I saw a really custom company. I can't believe the world really is just custom everything. Like you can, if you Google it, there's somebody out there whose entire business is just make you this custom thing. And I saw one yesterday. It was a custom sauna room that comes shipped to you in pieces and you put it together and it was wild. It was like a little puzzle box. You put it together and you have this big giant sauna room and it's just $7,000. They'll mail you a broom. And you can choose. I think you can choose like if the sauna is made for inside or outside. And I'm like, wow,
nice.
This is a whole nother level.
That is a whole new level.
That is a ridiculous amount of leveling.
Yeah, because a lot of those home saunas are like infrared saunas.
Yeah, the infrared thing is a new thing too. That's only been out for a few years. I have a friend.
I'm not necessarily down with the infrared. Just give me normal heat, right? Infrared might lead to some weird shit that we don't know everything about yet.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends that are very into the current health day status thing. So they're already getting test shots, at their age, and they go to the sauna, the red sauna, the cryo freeze place. I drove past one the other day. Said, "Oh, it's a cryo chamber, blah blah blah." But, bro, you running a tanning booth in an ice box, and then you charge people, and you're like, "Hey, we're
gonna expose you to liquid nitrogen,
right? We're gonna make you super cool." And that's what it seems. It's not that, but I mean, it is. It's weird. Like, and my buddy, he buys into this.
Listen, the Nordic countries have been doing saunas and cold plunges for 1,000 years, and they're some of the healthiest people on the planet. There's a reason for this.
Why?
Because it's good for your body.
Well, definitely getting the toxic out, but we've talked about this. Aren't the berserkers just the ones that,
Oh, the berserker?
Want to put the toxins into their body?
You're talking about the berserker Vikings.
Yeah.
Who used to drink mead that was laced with hallucinogenics.
I thought they were drinking their urine or whatever.
Oh, they did.
Oh, so
people don't like talking about that.
Were they doing a lot? The
first guy would take a big vat of mead mixed with hallucinogenic mushrooms and some other shit, and he would drink it and piss it into a bowl.
Perfect.
And then the next person would chug it and then piss that into a bowl, and it would go down the line. And what it did is it intensified the toxic reactions the further down the line it went. So the last guy who had it got the worst of it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, this is a history podcast.
No, it's all kinds of podcasts.
It's all kinds of podcasts. Where do we go from Viking urine, though?
I don't know.
And Hellboy.
My man, you ambushed me and I pulled the Uno reverse card on you, and now the shit's all fucked up.
Well, we like to keep it live and tingly. No AI here.
No AI here, right? None. Can't have that shit. Look, the world's a court of OJ Lowe.
We're in trouble.
Yeah. I'm not too worried about that.
Tommy Skelly's upset his favorite football player is gone.
No, I don't think he is.
No?
Mm-mm.
Good. I still want a Bronco. Is that weird?
I had that Bronco.
Oh, no.
I had an 88 Ford Bronco XLT.
Not.
Yeah.
You did not.
88 Ford Bronco XLT. And I had it painted hunter green. And it got like 12 miles to the gallon.
Oh, no.
It was like a big ass motor. It was a 302. And the cool thing was, if you were smart, you could unbolt the cab in the back and take it off. So it'd be open in the back, like a Jeep. They were tanks.
We are in so much trouble on this show.
Why are we in trouble?
Because
all right, fine. Let me ask you a question.
Advertising for Ford.
If you could have any vehicle in the world, what would it be?
Honda Civic. Or a Honda Odyssey.
A Honda Odyssey.
Yeah, they are the best.
Why?
Well, you can race them. You can pack them full of stuff. You can pack them full of parties and do those drive-by parties, and they just look so good. Doors open on both sides. Literally, those engines don't stop. And I've driven around with some guy who's, drives like Joe Skelly.
Oh, my God.
But he got the Honda Odyssey. Fine. He got the Honda Odyssey, and he drive like Joe Skelly. How is that?
First of all, I don't know why you're talking shit about my driving.
Oh, I'm not talking S-word about it. I'm just saying it's different.
It's different.
It's different.
Okay, why?
It's got a unique style.
Why? Because I drive on the wrong side of the road? Or the wrong side of the car, I'm sorry.
Sometimes. I meant the road, not the car. Car all the time, road sometimes. Just taking it over.
Taking it over.
My man said murder's a personal issue.
My man did say that.
And Joe Skelly takes over the road.
Oh, he did not say that part.
He did.
All right.
You weren't there.
Oh, missed that part?
You were at the top of the mountain.
When I was climbing up the mountain to see what was further up the mountain.
Yeah.
Which he probably didn't like very much now that I look back at it.
Yeah. Because he probably thought you were a Tory.
He was like,
Tories.
Why's this man on my family's property going up the mountain?
Well, when he said, I picked a side. I'm like, oh.
Well,
do we have to pick right now? Because we don't have time for this.
We don't have time.
I gotta go. Yeah.
Gotta go.
There it
We're
is.
like, hey, how do we get this other place? He goes, I don't know.
Egypt.
Never been there and I don't give a damn.
Listen.
He did give us some helpful advice. Don't go to the gas station and ask about these people.
Yeah, and get blicky. All right. Let's take him left, Joe Stelly. Give him the new Surprise Jesus.
What about Surprise Jesus?
No, give him the new one. You said you had a new business for him.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Well,
did we talk about it in the last episode?
I have no idea.
Dude, I had a great idea, and then you didn't let me talk about it, and then I fucking forgot about it.
Well, it wasn't Surprise Jesus.
No, it wasn't.
We should just give them a new surprise.
Well, I got to rethink of what it was, because it was a great business idea, and you're like, no, we can't talk about this today. Hold on to it, and then I forgot it.
This is not good. Our fans will be upset.
They will. But I'll come up with it again.
Some entrepreneur, I know there's at least one person who's come up with a business that's successfully moving based on our podcast.
Oh, probably. They probably stole all the ideas.
Yeah. Especially Surprise Jesus. Except for when we see it, they'll be like, Surprise Hanukkah or something like that, Surprise Christmas or Surprise Santa Claus. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of kid would want Surprise Santa Claus, though?
Every kid?
No. You think kids don't care about Santa Claus anymore?
They would care if Krampus showed up.
Yeah.
Stuffed them in a gunny sack and carried them off.
Oh my. Speaking about kids not caring anymore, I was reading some of the crime statistics from like Japan recently.
Okay.
And it was really weird because some of the more famous groups in Japan that commit crimes said they can't recruit.
Oh, they've gone legit.
Well, yeah, that too.
They went legit.
I heard that they were just pulling. That was the other thing the gentleman said. He goes, now if you're in here and they no longer promote on like honor in the system and what you've accomplished, he goes, if you're making more money, they promote you.
Ah.
And I was like,
well, they have official business sites now that were sanctioned by the government.
We've heard about those companies here. They're learning lots of things from America.
Speaking of which, you know what I saw last night?
What?
You ever heard of a pachinko machine?
No.
It's huge in Japan.
Okay.
They have these places they call pachinko palaces.
Okay.
Gambling is illegal in Japan.
Oh,
right.
Ooh, I didn't.
So they have these. They look like arcades.
Okay.
But they have these machines called pachinko machines. And did you ever watch Wheel of Fortune? They had the game called Plinko.
Yeah.
Where the thing would ding, 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 and would go down to a slot, right?
Yeah.
It's very similar to Plinko, but it's a super complicated machine, and it uses like a little metal ball bearing, right? So you put money in the machine, you get X amount of ball bearings, and then you win ball bearings, right? And you put them in a big old bucket.
Okay.
And when you're done, you exit out the back door of the arcade, walk down the street 2 blocks, walk over a block, and there's a window. And you hand in your bucket of ball bearings, and then they weigh them. And based on the weight of the ball bearings is how much money they give you for the ball bearings.
I don't understand why you're still gambling.
No, you're not. It's a loophole in the system.
That's silly.
Mm-hmm. So I saw somebody had a bar in their house, and they had 2 pachinko machines. And I was like, get out of here. How did you get those?
Right.
Considering who they're owned by.
How did he get them?
One came from a Japanese family.
Okay.
And then somebody else had one and they couldn't take it and he inherited it.
Wow.
But not sure how they got to the United States.
Wow.
So they made some journeys. They made some overseas journeys.
That is weird.
Yeah.
The gambling thing makes sense now because since that's in the movies, always what they portray that they're doing.
Right.
We made an illegal gambling thing. Listen, imagine if they made video games illegal and then all of a sudden, we pulled this guy over. He was traveling with his, Xbox 2. We know he was going to an illegal LAN party, but he won't tell us where. So we've confiscated his video games.
Oh my God.
Bro, what the hell?
Yeah. Could you see that happening? For sure.
Well, I mean, it's just interesting. I'd be sad you couldn't play the Xboxy anymore. I don't play Xboxy, but somebody out there does.
Hey, remember when we were talking about that Indian sport
The one where they beat the shit out of each other?
Where they were, no, the one where they were, it was like, yeah. It was like,
where you can't touch somebody until they touch the ball.
It was like rugby and in like WWE.
And football, because they got the lines on the ground drawn. So they got zones.
So there's another one I found out about, and it's called Kushi. It's Indian mud wrestling.
Who does that?
But it's wrestling, but they just do it in big fucking mud things. It's like a super old traditional martial art.
You know what's worse than fighting? Fighting somebody who's oiled up.
Yeah, well, these guys are slicked up in soaking wet.
That's
like mud slick. You know what I'm saying?
Sucks, dude.
Yeah,
that sucks. Because the only fulcrum points you now have are the anatomy of the human body.
Right. Well,
because
they're wearing
you're not grabbing them when they're slicky. You know.
They're wearing like loincloths, but they're not loincloths. It's like a diaper almost.
Anybody want to grab that?
Well, dude, it's crazy.
Sumo.
Watch the videos.
It's probably like sumo. They're probably grabbing them on the waist, aren't they?
Yeah, a lot of that and a lot of other weird wrestling moves. And
right.
But
wrestlers are bad.
It's a huge old school tradition in India.
Jiminy crickets. Listen, if we can get one of our listeners to show us where that is, you gonna go out there and wrestle?
No, I ain't wrestling nobody.
All right. Well, I was just checking. Maybe we'll send Shaggy out.
So I learned. Here's another historical fact. What do you know about Jesse James?
I saw a movie called Young Guns once, and I don't think he was even in it. So nothing really.
So it turns out Jesse James was fighting for the South during the Civil War, and he was a member of a group called the Knights of the Golden Circle.
Perfect.
And he was also part of a group called Quattrell's Raiders.
What?
There was a
Quattrell's Raiders?
Quattrells. The guy's last name was Quattrell, right?
Oh, okay.
And they had a group of raiders that would go around in the western states, right? Northwestern states, and they would do raids.
Like what's a raid on what's that?
They would fuck up Union shit. Like outposts, right? But the thing with the Golden Circle is John Wilkes Booth was also a member of the Golden Circle.
Get out of here.
Yes, sir. And what their plan was to take the Confederate gold, all the gold the Confederacy had, and hide it all over the United States so that the South could rise again, and they would go around digging up this gold to use it to fund their return.
So do you think there's a bunch of gold spread everywhere all over the place?
There is. Some of it's been found. But there's gold all over hidden in different places, right? So Jesse James was part of Quattrell's Raiders. Quattrell's Raiders not only raided, but they're also allegedly responsible for burying this gold in different places around the United States, right? Supposedly Jesse James got killed, right?
Right.
And then there's a guy that shows up in a town in Texas called Brownwood, Texas. Shows up under the name of Henry Ford, right?
Gee.
And then the guy becomes like an officer of the town, right? And
all right.
Brownwood, Texas is one of the places where gold was buried, right?
Oh.
And when this guy died, Jesse James's mother and sister showed up for the funeral. So what they think is Jesse James showed up in this town under the alias of Henry Ford and lived out the rest of his life as Henry Ford and died.
Wow.
They said he was pretty messed up when he showed up to this town. And then the proof in the pudding being that Jesse James's mother and sister showed up for some random guy's funeral in Texas.
Wow.
Yeah. Interesting.
The history that we're learning now.
Mm-hmm. And allegedly John Wilkes Booth did not die in that barn, and that the Golden Circle, who was based in Canada, this is where they were hiding, smuggled him out of the country and into Canada.
Get out of here.
Yep. And that some patsy died in that barn to save John Wilkes Booth.
On purpose?
Yep.
Well.
Or they killed the guy and left him in the barn where the Union had chased John Wilkes Booth, and then they shot the barn full of holes and burned it to the ground. And then they recovered a body. They thought it was John Wilkes Booth.
Well, That's
There you go for your history lesson for today.
That's a lot of people that are just happened to be living that we all thought were DEDD.
Right, and they just showed up someplace else underneath a different name.
Oh, just stay away from South America. But anyways,
so the Golden Circle's plan was to start the Confederacy in South America.
Come on, bro.
Yes,
we're gonna make a plan right now.
That was their plan.
Our plan is to make,
because they were gonna grow cotton there, and the Brits were allegedly gonna help them because it was such an important crop to the rest of the world.
Are they still doing that?
No. It never happened because all the important people for the Confederacy got killed.
Oh.
But you got to understand, they're not the only. Jesse James wasn't the only person that headed south, right? How many there? I forget who the other robbers were that went to South America for a while.
I didn't even know about this.
I think it was Billy the Kid.
Are we talking about just Mexico?
No, like they went to or
deep south.
South, I think it was
Brazil.
Peru or something.
Oh.
And they robbed a mining operation in Peru and then came back to the United States, and dude, there's all kinds of
That's how they were getting their tickets back. That's why. We got to go home, boys. Let's rob us some folks and get a ticket home. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess for the Bays Boys podcast audience this week, you should go look up to see who ran away to South America.
And came back and then died?
And then figure out where they died and where they buried their treasures.
I think there was a guy named Bushy Bill that died in the 20s.
Oh, my.
I think was supposed to be Billy the Kid, if I'm not mistaken.
Send us an email and let us know.
Correct us if we're wrong.
Yeah.
Let us know. Because you never know what you're going to get. Oh, I did hear again that they pushed back the date on the whole bringing back the mammoth thing.
Again?
Yeah, they backed up the date again.
Why? Because they fucked it up? That's usually what happens.
I think they backed it up because they were supposed to do it this year. But I think they backed it up 3 or 4 years.
They're like, oh, we ruined it, so now we got to put it down and wait.
No, they have the tech. I think they just came out and said we have almost 100% of the mammoth DNA. And they pushed it back because they're recovering all this mammoth material from Siberia because, the permafrost is melting.
Right.
And they got all those guys up there with mining operations.
Right.
Looking for gold, but they're finding mammoth remains, like actual mammoth meat with fur still on it and bones with real bone marrow in them it's still viable bone marrow because it's been frozen for, 2,000 years or whatever it is.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary.
So it won't be long before the mammoth walks the planet again.
Are you excited, audience, about the mammoth? Let us know.
Oh, and they're allegedly also bringing back the Tasmanian tiger, but we talked about how the Tasmanian tiger, if it's still alive, has cancer that it can give to each other.
Okay, and with that, that's our episode.
They said their cancer's so voracious that if they scratch one another, they can give each other cancer.
That's okay. I don't want any of that. Let's get out of here. This is horrible. Let's go to the park, Joe Skelly. We're going to look for Bigfoot. You all have a good time. Rest of your day, night. Oh, I guess it's day mostly when these listeners. Well, no, I don't know, actually.
You never know.
I don't know.
You can't judge a listener by their cover. Or
Very
their
good.
Listening.
Well,
can't judge a listener by their listening.
Thanks for stopping by and listening to the show. If you've made it this far, we appreciate you.
I got to get the ghost camera back in action. I've been slacking on that.
Every time. Nope. We're done with that.
Did you post those pictures on Patreon yet?
No, the computer got wiped, remember? I lost everything.
So I got to give you back got to get those pictures back to you then.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We lost everything thanks to the Arthurs again.
All right.
They just be doing what they want.
They do what they want.
But anyways, 30-97 seconds, ghost shows and horrible things that, again, we don't know about, like Hellboy 50 times in a row.
Oh, did you see before you go?
And if you can video yourself watching Hellboy 50 times in a row and really catch it on video, we will send you a shirt. But you got to show us the video.
We don't want to see 1,000 hours of you watching Hellboy.
Right. Yeah. So that's exactly right. And what were you going to say?
Did you see the alleged videos of UFOs flying around during the solar eclipse?
Oh, no, we're not getting into that. All right. 30-97 seconds. This is horrible. Goodbye.